My name's Paul Martynenko. I'm the Vice President and Technical Executive for IBM in Europe. I'm responsible for IBM's technical capability across our European organisation. I'm also, and that's the purpose I'm here today, I'm also very pleased to be the Chairman of the Board of Professionalism for the BCS. So professionalism is interesting because the industry is interesting in as much as it's accelerated, it's become more important to people, it's become great, it has a greater impact on life because of standards. Whether it was standards in hardware like the IBM PC, whether it's standards in software like the World Wide Web, IT advances, IT addresses more opportunity, can do more things to help society because of standards. And the one area that we've really not addressed so far is in the area of skills. And I think the BCS, the opportunity the BCS has for us is to offer an international standard, if you like, a standard between companies, a standard around skill. I mean, we in IBM have our own, I'm sure many other companies have their own, and they're probably very good standards. But to have an independent standard we can all sort of relate to make a huge difference. And that's why the BCS is important to me and it's important to us. CITP is, if you like, the next stage in our journey. IBM's had professions since about 1991. I've led the IT specialist profession for 10 years. Professionalism within a company ensures that what you do, what you say you're going to do, you can do. You know, it's best practice, it's best using the right methods, it's having the right skills, applying those right skills to the right place. CITP is the next stage where we can engage with people who work with us. We can engage with, in our own organisation as well, but we can engage more importantly with people who work with us, with clients and so on, and we can use a similar standard. So CITP from that perspective is, if you like, the next stage on the journey. When we're recruiting at the senior level, you look for evidence of professionalism. I mean, it's the industry. It's young, so we don't, we can't be too prescriptive about that. But you look for, evidence of continued professional development. You look for attention to detail around, methods they've used or standards they've used, behaviours they have. You look for commitment to what they say. If we can use CITP to do that, we will. Okay? And today, if it's there, I applaud it, and it's something that we will encourage. Within IBM, we use our own, obviously our own professional standards, which link to CITP. So it's a very good way of judging, a more senior person in terms of their approach. And I'm sure over time, CITP will become one of those standards. I think as we look to the next 10, 15, 20 years, the type of problem we will address are problems which affect the nation's infrastructure, affect the nation's well-being, life itself. Every day, almost every day, you read in the press about new advances in technology, whether it's a transistor the size of an atom, whether it's a bit of storage which is 12 atoms long. We always know that you will get things which will be smaller, faster, cheaper. You get more sensors, you get more computing capability that you could ever wish for. So the type of problem we can address will change, and it will become part of life, more part of life than it is today. Consequently, we have to get it right. And you can't afford failure. You don't really see bridges falling down. You don't see big buildings falling down. So the civil engineers have this. Okay? You don't see aircraft crashing. And aeronautical engineers have that. I'm not saying that all IT projects follow that either. But as we go forward, then we have to have the same disciplines that they do. Because we'll have the same impact on society in general as those organisations do. So having standards, having best practice, having a code of conduct, having discipline is something I think that really will make a difference and is a requirement on the industry and on a requirement on us as members of that industry to create. CIOs have a tremendous job. It's exciting, it's hugely important, because many of the businesses they support frankly wouldn't survive without them, and frankly will not survive into the future without them as IT becomes and computing becomes really totally integrated in what happens. It's an exciting, it's a fabulous job. It's also extremely difficult because unlike many other executive roles, it's not a general manager's role. Not really, in my opinion. As a CTO, if you like, I would say that. But it's not really it has another aspect, and that aspect is it has a technical aspect. And CIOs generally have to understand a very fast-changing technical environment. In the same time as having a set of stakeholders who want things delivered faster, better, more cheaply, and at the same time as trying to run an organisation consisting of large numbers of technical people, whether onshore or offshore. It's a hugely complex job. So I think, for me, one of the challenges they have is having the right team around them. And teams change. And again, I think your network is hugely important, but a standard which helps you understand how your organisation fits, that you have the right skills in the right places, that you can trust those skills. A standard like CITP is something which I think they'll find extremely valuable. So if you want to keep a team, particularly a team of technical people, motivated and really working at their best, and the UK has one of the best teams I've ever seen. Okay? If you want to do that, then you have to have the right work, because work is always something that we always enjoy. As a techie, it's something I enjoy. You also have to provide them with an opportunity for growth, and sometimes you might call this a standing. They're standing within the community, and give them a sense of an opportunity that they can grow within their role without just becoming managers, for example. So within IBM we have distinguished engineers, which is an executive position. We have fellows, and we have a career path which is built on professions. I think CIOs look for that as well. You want to retain your key skills. You want them to enjoy working with you. They can easily move, but you want to offer them those three things: work, standing, and then a good compensation package. I think professions, CITP, things like that, commitment to those professions helps the CIO do that. In my role, I definitely see that. The professions help me retain my best skills. The IBM professions do that. The career paths help me do that. And those key skills are ones that absolutely drive you forward, because in many cases, probably in most cases, as you develop new systems, there are always older systems that you have to integrate with. And the challenge of a smarter planet and a smarter world is that many of these systems are systems of systems. Older systems, newer systems, some of them never designed to do what they're now expected to do. And you need very good skills to understand that. You need very good skills, you need very committed skills, and you need skills and you need people who understand the importance of what they're doing and behave in a way that makes sure that you're going to get what you really want. So I think they are hugely important for CIOs.